Okay, y'all, I really don't know what page number this is. I barely know what day it is. So today we're talking about log properties. There are 3 of them. And so the first one is called the power rule. And so on Friday, we hopefully did exponent rules if you've kept up with your assignments. And so when you have a power to a power, you multiply those 2 exponents together. So this one is kind of the opposite of that. It's already multiplication, and then you're making it become an exponent. So if you have like 2 log x equal, if you have 2 log x, so you got 2 times log of x, what happens is the 2 becomes an exponent of whatever you're taking the log of. So in this one, we're taking the log of x, so that would become log of x squared. So you just take the 2 and you move it. And the main reason that you want to be able to do that is so you can use the other 2 rules. So our next one is called the product rule. And so, of course, you know that product means multiplication. And so in our exponent rules, we multiplied when we were adding the bases. So again, this one is opposite. So when we are adding, we're going to multiply. So let's say we had log x plus log y. And for this one and our next one, the quotient rule, the bases of the log have to be the same. So both of these are base 10. So we can go ahead and combine them. If they aren't the same base, you can't combine them. So what happens is the 2 logs become 1 log. And then you do x times y. So you can kind of think of it like if you're combining like terms, if you have 2x plus 3x, you're going to have 5x. So the x stays the same, just the numbers changing. So it's the same kind of thing here. The log stays the same, just what's inside changes. So addition becomes multiplication. And so our last one is the quotient rule. And so again, quotient, you want to think division. And again, in our exponent rules, when we divided our exponents, when we were dividing, we subtracted the exponent. So this is the opposite of that. So when you're subtracting, it becomes division. Again, your bases have to be the same. So let's say we have log x minus log y. Again, you're combining those logs together. So now you just have 1 log of x divided by y. And so we do this in order to be able to solve log equations. You can only solve log equations when you have 1 log on either side or just 1 in the whole problem, depending on the problem. So that's what we're going to do tomorrow, is solve them. For today, we're just going to expand and condense. And so that means we're just practicing using these rules. So let's look at an expand one. So when you want to expand, let me see if I can move this without it falling. Okay, so when you're wanting to expand, you're wanting to take 1 log and you want to make it into multiple logs. So you want each little term to have its own log. So let's say we had log of 6x. And so inside of this log, we have 2 different terms. We have a 6 and we have an x. So what we want to do is we want to pull those apart and give them both their own log. And so in this one, we know it's multiplication. So that's log of, instead of x times y, we have 6 times x. So we're going to go backwards on this one and make it into addition. So then this becomes log 6 plus log of x. And so that's it for the expanding one. So again, we're not solving them or anything today. We're really just kind of rearranging them. And again, that's just preparing us for solving them, which we'll do tomorrow. Let's look at another one. Let's say we had log base 4 of u to the 4th divided by v. So in this one, we have two different things going on. We have the division, and we have the exponent. So we're going to have to use our quotient rule. We're going to have to use our power rule. And so where the exponent is really determines which one you do first. So in this one, the exponent is only with the u. So that means we want to split the u and the v from each other first. So that means we got division, we want to use this quotient rule. So in this one, if you notice, it's a different base, it's a log 4. So when you expand these, all of them are going to have to be log 4s. So our first one will be log 4, and then the top, your numerator goes first. So log 4 of u to the 4th minus, because again, we're going from division to subtraction. And then again, this one has to have the same base, so log 4v. And then we have our little 4 up top, and so we're using that power rule. Take that 2, put it out front, so we want to do the same thing here. Take this 4 and put it out front of the log, so it'll be 4 log base 4u minus log base 4 of v. And that's pretty much it for expanding. Again, you just look at what operations you have, and then you're taking it into multiple logs. Let's say you had 3 things inside the log, all being multiplied, then you would have 3 logs all being added as your final answer when you're expanding. So let's do one that's a condense. So to condense the log, that's when you have multiple logs already and you are trying to make it into one log. So say we had log x minus log of 2. So in this one, again, first thing we check is that our bases are the same. They are, they're both base 10. So we can go ahead and use our rules. In this one, we have subtraction. So we want to condense them. We want to make that into one log. So if we look up here, subtraction becomes division. And it's always the first divided by the second. So in this one, it's going to be x divided by 2. So we need one log. And then again, that subtraction becomes division. So x divided by 2. Let's say we have this one. 5 log x plus 2 log y. So in this one, we do want to subtract, but we can't subtract yet because, again, those logs have to be the same. And so the first one is 5 times log, the second one is 2 times the log. So we can't combine those until we move those numbers out front. So we want to use that power rule, take the 5, make it the exponent of the x, take the 2, make it the exponent of the y. Sorry, my camera about fell and I'm not starting over, so y'all just gonna have to deal with that. Sorry. So then that'll be log x to the 5th plus log y to the 2nd. Y'all know me, nothing's easy. Okay, now our logs are the same. We got, again, base 10. It could be base 3. It could be whatever base as long as they're the same. And now we have addition. So we got to use that product rule and make it into multiplication. So that'll be log x to the 5th times y to the 2nd. And that's really all that you're doing today. Again, we're not solving, but we will use these same steps tomorrow as we solve. And the video that I have tomorrow is like all the other ones that you had where it's me actually teaching. So it will probably be a little better than this. But I didn't have a video for this one, so here we are. So expanding, you're making it into multiple logs. Condensing, you're making it into one log. Again, if you have questions, let me know. Some of you still haven't turned in any assignments. So you probably